Welcome to Channel 6 Scoreboard, the My Fountain Online edition. JD Williams here with AJ Harper, and we've got some exciting baseball to talk because Bryce Biggerstaff threw the second no-hitter in school history, beating the Jackson State Tigers 13-0. Now, Biggerstaff, the Louisville Slugger National Player of the Week. What did you think of his performance?
I mean, it's very impressive, especially since he's the new starter in this pitching staff. You know, it's a big deal to have this younger guy come in and fill a hole in the rotation so early in the season and throw a no-hitter. You know, it just doesn't happen every day. It doesn't matter who you're playing. I mean, you know, Jackson State's not the best opponent, but that's tough to do, is throw 9 innings of no-hit ball against any team, any lineup. So it's very impressive, and, you know, hopefully that's a sign of what raw potential he does have, you know, for the future for this UCA team.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest question mark we had coming into the season was, you know, who's going to start at that Sunday spot? Who's, you know, really going to take that role? And these last 2 starts, Bryce Biggerstaff has been really phenomenal, really outperforming, you know, McClanahan and Enlow, who we've been talking about throughout the season, really been having really good seasons themselves. So I'm excited to see that he's doing that. I'm excited to see UCA getting the publicity they've got, you know, going around, seeing a bunch of articles about a player from UCA doing this. So I'm glad to see the name getting out there, and, you know, obviously just a very, very impressive achievement. Excited to see what he does in the future.
Yeah. I mean, you know, last season we saw him come out of the bullpen, and he was very impressive, and the starting pitching wasn't quite there last season. You wondered if he would get the shot, and I think he's going to make the most of it so far. You know, that's not something you hear of every day, especially at UCA. So
right, and after playing Mississippi Valley State in the middle of this week, which I think we both said we think UCA is going to get through that undefeated. Then they're going to be taking on the University of New Orleans at home. They're undefeated. At home, they're also undefeated on the weekends. So what do you think? Are they going to stay undefeated, or maybe they're going to get a few blemishes?
I think that they're going to take care of Mississippi Valley State. That's not going to be too much of a problem. Right. The University of New Orleans, not 100% sure. It's going to be a lot about their pitching and whether they can come out and keep control of the other team's offensive lineup, play good defense. As we talked about, the middle of UCA's defense is very solid, and the outfield is very solid. You know, Davis and Alday especially, and Ethan Harris out in left. But I think that the big part of this is going to be pitching. If you get another performance or set of performances like we did this weekend from the UCA pitching staff, then I think that they've got a great shot at sweeping, remaining undefeated until this time next week. And if they struggle and start walking guys, you know, their offense might be able to dig them out of it. But it's not one of those games you want to play. You know, you want to try and stay on the other team, give up as few runs as possible, and let your offense keep doing their thing. And they clearly are comfortable right now. Just give them as many reps and at-bats as possible. You know, the more at-bats you have now, the better you'll be later on in the season.
Right. I think this team is not going to lose a lot of games where we say they really beat themselves because, as you said, the defense really flawless. They can really play a flawless kind of game out there with just how much skill they have. You know, they're going to make errors, they're going to make mistakes, but this team is a very talented defensive team. I think maybe even more so than offensively, maybe pitching. Pitching is very, very talented right now, and I'm excited to see how they do later on in the season. I think they're going to take all 3 games here. I think they just have what it takes to get past a school like this, and I think they're not going to have too many bumps in the road. And if this team kind of keeps playing like they are now, this could be a very dangerous team, especially when it gets into Southland Conference play. But as I said, they got to keep up attacking. That's going to be very exciting to see, and we're going to be doing that all season long. AJ and myself, we're going to be talking baseball for as long as you will listen to us, but not anymore today. So thank you so much for joining us here on Channel 6 Scoreboard.